This is not a Wikipedia-style biography. It is a story about a man whom millions saw as strong, but rarely as real. Bruce Willis was born on March 19, 1955, in Idar-Oberstein, West Germany. His father was an American soldier stationed in Europe, and his mother was German. When Bruce was 2 years old, the family moved to the United States and settled in New Jersey. By nationality, he is American, but with a European beginning. And perhaps that sense of being both an outsider and an insider later shaped the characters he brought to the screen. As a child, Bruce suffered from a severe stutter. It was not a minor issue. It affected his confidence and his daily life. The irony is that the theater became his refuge. On stage, the stutter disappeared. There, he could speak freely. Later in life, Willis often said that acting quite literally gave him his voice. Bruce Willis stands at around 183 centimeters tall. He never looked like a classic Hollywood giant or a flawless superhero. There was no glossy perfection about him. And that precisely was his strength. Before cinema, he worked ordinary jobs, as a bartender, a security guard, a driver. He understood everyday life, and he carried that understanding into his performances. His first major success came not through action films, but through television. The series Moonlighting made him a star. He was witty, alive, slightly cheeky, not a hero, but a man. When Die Hard was released in 1988, few expected it to change the genre. Willis's John McClane was not an invincible warrior. He was a tired police officer in a vest, scared, angry, injured, making mistakes, yet still moving forward. That vulnerability redefined the action hero. Strength no longer meant perfection. It meant persistence. What followed was a career full of contrasts. Pulp Fiction revealed his quiet, heavy presence. 12 Monkeys showed madness and tragedy. The Sixth Sense delivered one of the most unexpected twists in cinema history. Willis knew how to be different without being loud. He never overplayed his roles. At the same time, he was never a flawless actor, and he knew it. Bruce openly criticized himself and admitted that he did not always choose the right projects. In the 2000s, he appeared in many weak films, which became a subject of mockery. He accepted the criticism calmly, without excuses. For him, work was work. Unlike many stars, Willis never tried to present himself as an intellectual or a philosopher. He spoke plainly, sometimes bluntly. He disliked interviews and had little patience for Hollywood games. Colleagues often described him as difficult, but almost always as honest. Family was another defining part of his life. His marriage to Demi Moore became one of the most talked-about relationships of the 1990s. Yet even after their divorce, they maintained respect and warmth towards one another, a rarity in Hollywood. His children were always more important to him than his career, and this was not an image, but a reality confirmed by those close to him. Later in life, he became a father again, and according to his family, it was this chapter that brought him a sense of inner peace he had not known in his younger years. In 2022, it was announced that Bruce Willis was stepping away from acting. The reason was aphasia, a neurological condition affecting speech. Later, the diagnosis was clarified as frontotemporal dementia, a disease that impacts not only speech, but also behavior, memory, and the ability to interact with the world. It was a painful revelation. For a man who had fought his entire life to speak, losing language felt almost symbolically tragic. His family chose openness. They shared the truth without drama or sensationalism, simply as a fact. This honesty was met with widespread respect. People remembered not only the films, but the man behind them. Today, Bruce Willis is no longer an action hero. He is a symbol of an era when strength was not loud or exaggerated. He proved that a hero can be tired, uncertain, imperfect, and still strong. His legacy is not only cinematic. It is the image of a man who does not pretend, who does not hide behind perfection, who keeps moving forward even when it becomes difficult. And perhaps that is why Bruce Willis will be remembered not simply as a star, but as someone who always felt real, not immortal, but human. 10 interesting facts. 1. He overcame a childhood stutter through acting. As a child, Bruce Willis suffered from a severe stutter. Remarkably, it almost disappeared when he was on stage. Acting did not just become a career for him, it gave him his voice. 2. His first major breakthrough was in comedy, not action. Before becoming an action star, Willis was best known for the television series Moonlighting, where he played a witty, fast-talking, and humorous character. 3. He was not the first choice for die-hard studio executives, initially believed he was the wrong type for an action film. At the time, the genre was dominated by muscular, larger-than-life heroes. 4. He redefined the action hero. John McClane was different. Vulnerable, frightened, injured, and imperfect. This realism changed how action heroes were portrayed in cinema. 5. He openly admitted making career mistakes. Willis never pretended that all his films were good. He openly acknowledged poor role choices, especially in the 2000s, and accepted criticism without excuses. 6. He avoided the traditional Hollywood lifestyle. He disliked publicity, rarely attended industry parties, and had little patience for Hollywood politics, which sometimes gave him a reputation for being difficult. 7. He maintained a close relationship with Demi Moore. Despite their divorce, Willis and Demi Moore remained respectful and supportive of one another, prioritizing their children above all else. 8. He took music seriously. Bruce Willis released blues albums and performed live with his band, treating music as a genuine passion rather than a celebrity hobby. 9. He continued working despite early symptoms of illness. Even as speech and memory issues began to appear, Willis kept working for as long as he could, determined not to let others down. 10. He is remembered for authenticity, not perfection. Bruce Willis was never the most technically polished actor, but his honesty and emotional truth made him deeply relatable to audiences.